Good morning. So my name is Andree and I'm a yoga instructor at JCC in Newton. So this morning our restorative class is going to concentrate on passive poses. We're going to use a bolster. You should have either a bolster or you have blankets. So if you're using blankets, you want to make sure that you roll your blanket so that you have enough support to open the body. So we're going to use the blanket or the bolster in different positions, and we're going to start lying down right away for today. And all these positions are designed to open the front body. Okay, so which means that hope you had a nice Thanksgiving, but I'm sure you ate food, and sometimes it takes a long time when we, especially when we enter the holidays, and food is pretty important. It's something we share with friends and family, and we accumulate that food. We usually eat more than we would eat in a normal circumstances. So we want to facilitate digestion. So how these lying down poses we're going to do this morning are going to address this. So let's begin. So assume you have your blanket. Roll up your blanket if you didn't do it already. You are going to need, I'm not quite sure we're going to need block. I'm going to see how the session goes. But definitely you have blocks by your side. You have your blanket. And we know you want to have a strap. You may need a strap for certain things that we are going to do. So let's position the blanket now. So you take the blanket, you're going to place it sideways on your mat. Okay. Now, so you're going to be bringing your shoulders over the bolster, and so your head should touch the floor. But if your head cannot touch the floor, then you will use a block underneath your head, or a pillow, or another blanket. Okay. So let's sit in front of your support. Place your hands on the blanket or the bolster, and then begin to drape. So start with your knees bent. Drape your shoulders over the bolster, and then this is when you know whether you need support underneath your head. Extend the arms over your head. So we begin here. Press the feet down on the floor for now. Keep extending the arms behind you. Pressing the sitting bones to the floor, so immediately you feel that stretch in the front body. And now extend the right leg out. Extend the left leg. Now let your arms rest slightly bent by your side. If you can have your arms behind the bolster, it's perfect. And now let's just, the position, work on your body. Notice the quality of your in-breath. Notice the quality of the out-breath. Can the body fully surrender to your support? It's perfectly fine to adjust. If you feel that you're not comfortable in the position, you want to take the time to position yourself so that you're fully comfortable and able to receive the pose. Let your legs relax. Observe the sensation in your body. You're creating pleasure in your body. I'm going to talk for a couple of minutes so that you have an opportunity to be with your body alone on your mat. Now slowly you're going to bend your knees. Use your elbow to prop yourself up. Now move the bolster, the blanket a little bit more. And you're going to bring you want to adjust it so that the occipital bone, which is the base of your neck, comes onto the bolster. And slide here, getting that stretch in your neck. And place your hands on your hips, on your belly. Close your eyes. So your chin is moving toward your sternum. And then I'm going to ask you to bend the elbows, lift and root, slide the shoulder blades out your back. So you lift in between the shoulder blades and then release again. Again, you can have the arms by your side or you can have your hands onto your belly. Feel that mild stretch in the back of your neck. And then slowly bend your knees. Push away from the floor. Now we're going to move the bolster lower so that it's going to catch our lumbar spine. So if you're using two blankets and you never did that before, I would suggest you take one blanket away, you use only one blanket. Because it can be uncomfortable for the lower spine. Those muscles there are very tight. So when you go back, you may feel a burning sensation around the spine. If you stay in it a little bit and see if the sensation begin to dissipate. If it doesn't, then roll onto your side, okay, and come out. So the bolster is capturing the top of your sacrum, which is the bottom of your thoracic spine. Keep your knees bent for now. Again, if you need support underneath your head, you use the support now. Extend the arms over your head, choose for length, and then stretch your arms out by your side. So keep your knees bent to begin. And some of you may wish to keep the knees bent. Let your body become heavy on the support. Again, pay attention to your neck. If you need support for your hand, then you use a support. Now you can keep your knees bent, or you can stretch your legs out. So now when you stretch your legs out, if you find that it's uncomfortable on your lumbar spine, then you bend your knees again. Okay, so we're not working to pain here. Discomfort and pain are two different things. So ideally, your sitting bones are on the floor, your lumbar spine is curved over the blanket or the bolster, and the shoulder blades are resting toward the floor. Your neck is in a neutral position. Okay, for 2 minutes now, I'm going to stop talking so you can be with your breath and be present in your body. if you had that burning sensation in your back, it should have begun to dissipate. Let's take 5 more breaths here. With each out breath, release deeper onto the support. Now remember always to move very slow when you come out of positions. So start by bending your knees, placing your elbows onto your support or just rolling to your side to come up. Now we're going to lie sideways on the bolster. So the bolster is going to be where your waist is. So you're going to lie on your side, feet straight if you can. You can start with the knees bent to get into position. Stretch over the bolster. Now, your top arm, your left arm, we're on the left right now. Your left arm should be straight out of the shoulders unless that bothers your shoulders. We all have different sensation in our shoulders. So if that bothers your shoulders, then you bring the arms out to the side. But then if you do that, make sure you have a block underneath your head, because your head is going to be hanging into space, okay? So you choose the position of your arms now. Okay. Let your head release either onto your upper arm or onto the block. Stretch your legs. Keep your hand on the bolster for balance. And just massage the side body by shifting forward and back a few times, finding your center of gravity. And then you can have your right arm resting on the top of your right thigh. If you are struggling too much with balance, then you keep your hand on the bolster, because I want you to relax, okay? You can play around having your arm by your side, using the core muscles to stay balanced. It's a little bit of a sneaky core work, or keep your hand on the bolster. Depending on what you want to achieve right now. Do you want to relax? Or do you want to engage your core muscles a little bit more? Close your eyes, and I'm going to stop talking for 2 minutes. Feel that if you have your arm straight out of the shoulders, you can feel the stretch in the armpits of the shoulders. Let's take 5 more breaths here. And then slowly come up. And let's go to the other side. Starting with the knees bent. Stretching right over the bolster. Again, position of the arm is up to you. Make sure it's underneath your waist, not underneath your chest. Extend your legs. Or you can keep your knees bent, it really depends. You can keep your hand on the bolster or the blanket, or you can have your arms resting on the side body. You breathe into this position. Let your body become heavy on the support. Again, if you feel the need to shift sideways, forward and back, you can do it. take 5 more breaths here. And then you're going to curl onto your belly. Shift forward so that, make sure that your belly is over the bolster. Place one hand over the other hand, release your forehead to your head. Make sure you adjust so that the bolster is in the right place. Breathe into the back. So feel as you inhale, your belly press into the bolster and spread the back muscles. As you exhale, releasing into the support. And feel the belly retreat from the bolster. Just take a few breaths like that with awareness. In this position, you're able to spend a little bit more time with the inhale, pressing the belly into your bolster, into the blanket. So let's take a deep breath in. Hold, keep pressing the belly in. And then exhale. Take 3 more breaths this way at your own pace. And now you're going to push away from the floor. You're going to turn around and sit on the bolster. And then slowly release, keep your knees bent. If you need to, release yourself onto the floor. Keep your knees bent. Adjust the blanket underneath your hips. Let the arms rest. Just enjoy this moment. About 10 breaths here. Being present with your breath. Now before you come out, you're going to stretch your legs, stretch your arms overhead, and just grow tall here on your back, reaching forward with the heels, reaching back with your fingers. Fully open the body. Take 1 full breath here. And then as we said, bend your knees, bring your knees into your chest. Let the thighs drop. Let's stay here for 5 to 10 breaths. Keep the bolster supporting the base of your spine. That should feel good. There's minimal effort in this position. And then slowly return the feet to the floor. Remove the bolster. Place it to the side. Let's come to our hands and knees to have a little bit more of an active movement after the long, passive position. Firmly placing your palms to the mat. Standing here. You're going to step your right foot back, lift the leg up, Stretch your left arm. Breathe here. Exhaling. Back to your knees. Stepping the left foot back. Lifting the leg up, stretching the right arm. Exhaling. Walk your hands a bit more forward and press to downward facing dog. And come to your knees to child's pose. And then sit up. So you're going to use a strap now, and you're going to use again your blanket for support. Okay, the strap is for those of you who cannot grab your toes, right? You know who you are. Okay, so you place the bolster alongside the mat. So we're going to do leg out to the side. So the bolster is going to be to support your hip joint. Okay, so that you don't have a compression here, and it gives you more support to bring the leg out to the side. So let's have your strap. Center yourself on your mat. Make sure that the bolster, the blanket, is flush with your hip joint. Stretch the arm. Extend your arms over your head. Now bend your right knee in. Hug the knee in. Press the strap around the ball of the foot. Around your foot. You hold on with one hand, your right hand. Starting with the bent knee, begin to extend the leg up to the ceiling. Keep extending to your left leg, and then bring your leg out to the side. As you bring your right leg out to the side, keep extending to your left leg. You can keep your left hand right on top of your hip to remind yourself to root there. Breathe. Now flow the leg back up and bring the leg out to the side again. Feel the stretch on the inside of your thigh, around the groins. Bring the leg back up. Okay, make sure you keep your leg firm when you move the leg up and down. Bring the leg out to the side again. Let's take 5 breaths here. Keep pushing your right foot into the strap. Keep pushing, pressing your left foot forward. You could extend your right arm out, or just extend the arm over your head. So this is a position, this is a balancing position that we do standing, right? If you were standing, you'd be standing on your left leg, left arm up, and you'd be holding on your right leg out to the side. Remember, every pose you do standing can be done lying down. And now slowly bring your leg back to the center. Let go of the strap. Give your knee a hug. And now extend your leg on the floor and bring your bolster to the other side. Stretch both legs. Stretch your arms over your head. Now bend your left knee in. Hug the knee as much as you can, as close to your belly as you can, and then place the strap around the foot. Hold on to the strap with your left hand, and then extend the leg up to the ceiling. Keep extending to the right leg as you bring your left leg out to the side. So you're stabilizing the sacrum on the floor. Bring the leg back to the center. Bring your leg out to the side. Leg back to the center. Notice the difference between the right side and the left side. And then bring your leg out to the side again and take in 5 breaths. Remember, if you have too much of a sensation around the knee, then I would suggest you bend your knee a little bit. So we don't want to stress the tendons or the ligaments. And then bring the leg back to the center. Let go of the strap. Give your knee a hug. Bring both knees into your chest. So now we stretch the groins. So we're going to stretch the hip joint. So let's start with your blanket between your knees. You're going to lie down on your side. And then you're going to stretch both legs. You're going to bend your knee and stretch your leg. Again, use the strap if you need to. You can bring your foot into your hand or in a strap and then begin to rotate the right shoulder down to the mat. So this is a position that can be also stressful. So if this is too much of a stretch for you, then you can use your bolster, keeping the knee bent. Breathing into the stretch. Try to maintain contact with the floor with your right shoulder. Feel the sensation beginning to change. And then slowly come back to the center. Again, if that works for you, let's bring the bolster between your thighs and then curl onto your right side. And the position of the arm again depends on you. Okay? So stretch the legs and then bring your left leg across using a strap or grabbing the side of your foot and then slowly twisting to your left by bringing the left shoulder down to the floor. Breathing into the stretch. Remember again, if it's too much, you take the bolster and you curl here, okay? Now this one side may feel tighter than the other side. You're not special. We all have one side that's more friendly. And then slowly come back to the center. You're going to sit up and you're going to use your bolster or your blanket to sit down. Don't need a strap, just your body. Okay, so sitting on the bolster, nice and tall. You know, you want to lift the sternum, you want to lift the chin. Pause there. Breathing in, breathing out. Now you're going to bend your right knee and bring the foot all the way in. You can move your left leg a little bit out to the side. Okay, pause here. Maintain the length of the spine. Now you're going to bring your right hand behind you, stretch your left arm up. Now I'm going to have you lean back and in, and then move toward your thigh as you bring your elbow or your upper arms to the outside of the knee, and then press your knee out, moving into the twist. Keep using your hand behind you to keep yourself propped up. And then slowly release back to the center. Extend both legs, lengthen the spine. Now you're going to bend your left knee, bring the foot in, move your right leg a little bit out to the side. Get length in your spine. Now you're going to place your left hand behind you, lean back and into the twist. Stretch your right arm up. Come in to the twist. And then press your knee against your arm. Breathe in that position. Keep using the breath to lengthen and to twist. And then release back to the center. Stretch both legs. Just fully extend the back of your legs. Lengthen the spine. Don't think of being in a pose. Just think of sitting, stretching the legs, lifting the spine without thinking, what do I look like in a pose? Just being into the sensation. Now we've done a lot of stretching, these passive stretches. Now we're going to repeat something that I've taught you before in a different video, which is back bend on a chair. So you're going to take your chair, place your bolster to the side, taking the chair, and place a blanket over the seat of the chair. Right. This is so that the chair can be hard on the shoulders. Okay, you're going to sit in the chair. So you start sitting forward, lengthen the spine. So you're holding on to the side of the chair. You're lifting the sternum, you're lifting the chin. And now begin to go back, so your hands may walk down the side of the chair until your back catches the edge of the sit. You stretch your legs and you extend the arms over your head. If it's more comfortable for you, you can hold on to the seat. Opening the chest, feel that support there right at the base of the shoulder blades. The head should hang naturally with no stress, so don't force your head back. Lift the chin. As you lift the chin, move the head and the shoulders away from your ear, and that avoids compression in your neck. And now slowly letting go of the Lower legs, bring your hands to the top of the chair, pause there, and then keeping the head back, keeping the sternum lifted, come all the way up. Sit back a little bit on the chair, holding on to the front. We're going to start doing a twist to our right. You're going to place your right hand onto the seat of the chair and then begin to use the traction of your left hand on the chair to twist. So inhaling to lengthen, exhaling, twist. If you can bring your hand around, holding onto your thigh, you can do that. Or just keep your hand on the chair. Come back to the center. Revisit that symmetrical position. And then turn to your left. Place your left hand on the chair. And then inhale, lengthen, exhale to twist. So using that pulling on the seat of the chair to increase the twist. And then exhale, release to the center. Let's just sit back a little bit more. Let your head rest here, let your back round a little bit. And then let's move out of the chair. Placing the chair to the side. You're going to take your blanket. So have the rounded edge of the blanket. This is for your shoulders. This is not for your neck. Okay, make sure your neck is not on this. So you bring your chair to just a distance here from the blanket. So we use a chair to put our feet on the chair. We're going to do plow pose, alasana. Okay, so you sit in front of the blanket, you lie down, and then you check to make sure that you have about 2 inches between the head of the shoulders and your neck. Okay, you're going to bring your hips in, place your head, your legs onto the chair. Interlace your fingers, lift the front of your thighs up, keep the spine lightening. Breathe. You can practice bringing one leg down, one leg up. Switching, just for fun. And then slowly curl down to the floor. Press the feet down, scoot back, move the blanket underneath your hips. Keep the knees bent and rest here. And roll to your side to come up to a seated position. Move the chair off your mat. You're going to take either your bolster or your blanket. You're going to sit on the bolster. Okay, legs together. So we're going to come to a forward bend. Legs are together or hip width apart. I have a block. For those of you who come low enough to need support for your forehead You can use a block, or you can use it on a high end. For those of you who are not able to really even come forward, then the block is not going to help you. So you have these, so those of you who cannot come forward, you're going to take your strap, place it around the feet, and you're going to, so this is the first stage of what we're going to do. You're holding onto the strap, you're pressing your feet against the strap, and you lengthen the spine. Fully open the back of your legs. You can walk your hands maybe a little bit closer to the feet if you can, without losing the concave position of your back. And then slowly come back up. So keep your, those of you who are using a strap and you feel that was very useful to have the strap, then keep using the strap. If you want to see if is it possible to hold on to your big toes when you do this pose, so let's try that. So let's extend the arms over your head, extend forward, grab your big toes, keep the chin up, pull on the big toes as you lengthen the spine. So the arms are straight. There's no, you're not bending your elbows right now. So it could be that you can go from the belt to the big toes, or not. But how do you get to hold your big toes? You get to hold your big toes by practicing with a strap and challenging the pose. See, can I go a little deeper today than I did yesterday? And then slowly come back up. And pause here in the center. And really be aggressively watching how your body feels when you go in to a pose, when you come out of the pose, and when you rest in between the pose. You know, really pay attention to how the body feels. There's a lot of information there. That's why we have sensation. They give us information about what we should do with our bodies. Okay, now you can continue to use the strap. We're going to do this one more time. And we're going to go deeper this time. Or you can use your big toe, or if you can, stretch the arms up and then grab the outside of your feet. Now pull on your feet as you're pushing the feet into the strap, or your hands, lengthen the spine, and then begin to come forward any amount. This is when some of you may need a block for the forehead. So you come in, you bring the forehead to the block, keep the elbows lifted, use the legs, and take 5 breaths here. And then slowly lifting the head, come up. So far, what we did, we opened, creating space in the front body. We contracted the front body to twist and forward bend, so that we have these two actions happening around the digestive system, which is squeezing the organs in, opening the cavity to let the organs expand. So think of it this way when you work on digestive yoga. Okay? So we are going to do now Setu Bandha. So you want to have, again, your 2 blankets. If you have 2 blankets, it'd be good if you use your 2 blankets. And we are going to use a strap, and we're going to use a strap around our upper thighs. So, and I would suggest that maybe you need a blanket in the back of you if you feel that your neck doesn't have that range of movement. Okay, so you choose. And your neck is going to tell you. It's not even you choosing, it's your neck choosing. Okay, so you're going to turn around sit on the bolster. So I'm sitting on the edge of the bolster, but as I recline, I'm going to adjust to go back a little bit more. Okay, so you take the strap. So obviously I already have a loop, and you slide your legs into the loop. You want the strap to be really tight in the upper thighs. Okay, so that's going to keep your legs together. So you won't have to work as much to keep them together. Okay, so now once you set up, you have your strap on. Make sure the buckle is not pinching your skin. And I begin to recline back. And you want to walk back, probably a bit. If you like me, you have to walk back a little bit more so that the edge of the blanket, the bolster, catches the bottom of your shoulder blades. And then you release the head down. Ideally, your shoulders are resting on the floor, the shoulder blades. Okay. If they're not resting on the floor, that's why you may want to use the blanket underneath your head, or even the blanket underneath the shoulders. Okay, now you're going to extend your legs. So the strap here is going to keep your legs from flaring out. So you keep the rotation of the front of your thighs. You're going to extend the arms over your head. Breathing into your belly. So at this point, if you lie there and you say, wow, that doesn't really feel comfortable, then you will have to adjust. Though at this point now in the sequence, you don't want to work to discomfort. So you adjust if you need to. So sometimes you may have going to fall back, and then you may want to just scoot forward, like, but make small movement, don't make huge movement. Okay, now, have the arms rest by your side, palms facing up, legs together. Close your eyes for 10 breaths. Keep stretching your feet forward. Imagine if your feet were at the wall, you'd be pushing the feet into the wall. And then if your arms are over your head, you're again stretching the arms over your head. So you're really growing taller with the bolster. You don't want to lose that opening as you bend the elbow. Now, bending the elbows, press and rotate, lift between the shoulder blades. So you rotate the chest up, and then let your arms rest by your side. Keep the big toe mound touching, so the strap is helping you do that. Now to release the upper body from the hips to the crown of the head is releasing. And you're using the legs to keep the extension of your spine. Notice if you're holding back, I mean you're not fully releasing into the position. Just observe that. Sometimes just observing that we are not relaxing enables us to relax. So you're mindfully releasing into gravity. You can also play maybe visual games in your mind. This one that I like to play is as I lie in Septibandha, I imagine myself floating into space. And so that I'm fully releasing onto the support underneath my back and underneath the sitting bones and the upper legs. And I'm letting the body release away from that support. Let's take 2 minutes. Observe your breath. Again, at this point, let your legs relax against the strap. Going deeper into the relaxation. Now slowly bend your knees. And probably the safe way to come out of this is to roll off the bolster to your side and pause there on your side. And then push away from the floor. Let's remove the strap. You are going to keep your bolster where it is. You're going to kneel in front of the bolster. So the bolster is lengthwise on your mat. Work in. Now, sometimes you may need another blanket. It's up to you. Again, this is experiment. You create setups. You have plenty of time. You can always stop the video to get into position. Okay. So you're going to come forward. Let the arms rest this way. So now we want to relax. And then you turn your head to the left. So you're not trying to do anything. You just come and rest in this position. Let's take 5 breaths on this side. You may find yourself taking deeper breaths on your own without forcing. Or you may find yourself taking more shallow breath. Again, you just become a witness to the breath. And then slowly turn to the other side. Let the back muscles relax. And then slowly come up. We're going to prepare for Shavasana. So let's start, or let's keep your bolster here and keep it slightly away from you. Okay. Bring the sole of the feet to the bolster, lower yourself down. Let's experience Supta, Baddha, Konasana, recline, cobbler's pose. Notice how the right side feels. Notice how the left side feels. Notice how the center of your body feels. Where is your weight distributed underneath the sitting bones? Is it too much to one side or not? So looking exploring our body through the sensation that we experience is a very valuable tool that you can carry with you in your daily life. And now you're going to stretch your legs out and you adjust the bolster to either be underneath your knees or underneath the upper thighs. Slide the sacrum, your tailbone down, so you sort of tuck it in and then release in. And then use your upper arms to lift, slide the shoulders on your back like a mini fish pose, and then release into Shavasana. Close your eyes. Feel the lightness of your skin. Your skin is a major organ of perception. Practicing being in a moment. You can stay in the Shavasana as long as you want. If you're ready to come out, you can bend your knees and place the feet on top of the bolster. Pause there. And when you're ready, roll to your side to come up to a seated position. Use what you need, whatever support you need to elevate the sitting bones. Take a moment to be here with your legs crossed, taking the time to adjust until you feel that you are rooted enough for the spine to lift. Soften your gaze. And then bring the palms to the center of your heart. Lift the sternum to your hands. Drop the shoulders down. Feel that extension on each side of your neck. And with your next exhalation, bow to yourself with gratitude. Namaste. So every year we're reminded to be grateful for what we have, but we should keep that mental attitude every day. The best time to bring gratitude to our day is really at the beginning of the day, because if you wake up and you can locate what you're grateful for, and then it carries you through your day in a more optimistic view of the day, of the world. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of the week.